Hello, Internetians. My name is Josh, aka Ultra Player, welcoming you to Week 3 of the MLP. Your New York Metagross are currently 1-1 after coming off a win last week against Archeops and the Georgia Grand Bulls. This week, we turn our attention to, I'm trying to remember him, the Orlando Magikarps and Coach Kip-Up. He is a very threatening team that we have built our little squad against. His team consists of Garchomp, Milotic, Chandelure, Bronzong, Malamar, Clefairy, Mega Scizor, Buzzwole, Furfrou, Lumineon, and Togekiss. With our franchising rules, he did franchise Garchomp. Very scary mon to deal with in this format. Can be very versatile, can run defensive with Rocky Helmet, can run Stealth Rock, can run Sub SD, Choice Scarf, Choice Band. Hard-hitting mon, hard to deal with sometimes. He has a Milotic. Oh, Milotic, I miss you. I haven't used Milotic in a while, but I am familiar with it. Enough to know everything that it could do and what it should be doing, what it should be bringing. Bulky water type, lots of Spadef. Usually invests a lot in physical defense to make it tank hits from both sides. He has a Chandelure, a very strong special attacking Fire Ghost type. Always a big threat, but I do have ways to handle it. Thankfully, last time I faced off against a Chandelure, it was very bad. I had to get really creative to beat it. Bronzong, a mon we are familiar with once again. I like Bronzong. Bronzong is so nice. It may not have reliable recovery, but it just walls everything. Can be very versatile. Believe it or not, has very good coverage, can be offensive Trick Room, can be a Trick Room setter, an explosion, can just be a lead stealth rocker, can just be fat and annoying and in the way. He has a Malamar, which can be an issue if you let it set up enough. Typically runs Spadef with Superpower and Contrary. Can run Psycho Cut, Knockoff, 4 times weakness to Bug, so there's that. Overall, don't think he'll bring it because I do have a Clefable. So, anyway, here's a Mega Scizor. Bane of my existence again. Mega Scizor's a big threat. Can set up SDs all day. Super bulky, so it doesn't even have to invest in attack and can just be bulky, and then set up and win. Also, one of his defoggers, 4 times weakness to fire. You do see that he does have a lot of 4 times weakness. He has 1, 2, 3, 4 times weaknesses out of 11. So, another thing I had to take into account. Can run U-turn, can run Roost, can run defog, all kinds of stuff. He has a Buzzwole, Gen 7 mon. Beast Boost, very scary, very bulky. High physical attack with Bug Fighting Stab, which we all know how well that's able to be handled on my team. Has access to stuff like Earthquake and Poison Jab. Can run Bulk Up, can run Sub, all kinds of stuff. He has a Furfrou, a very fast, kind of bulkier mon with the ability Fur Coat, so it can tank a lot of hits from the physical side. Has stuff like U-Turn, has stuff like, I think it gets Thunder Wave. Overall, I'm not too worried about it, but I do have ways to take it down. Here's a Lumineon, another bulky water type, except this one has defog. It can do some work, definitely. I mean, I'm not really scared of it. It can be offensive. He did run offensive last week for Rain, but overall, if he brings a bulky water, I do expect him to bring Milotic. So. And last but not least, for his free agent, for his wild card, he did get Togekiss. Fairy flying, can flinch stuff down with Air Slash. Very bulky, it's his fairy type, to complement his Fairy Dragon Double Steel Core. I skipped over Fairy. Ooh, he has 2 fairies. He also, like I said, Togekiss can flinch stuff down, it has defog, it can set a Nasty Plot, can be a good Stall Breaker, Heal Bell, Roost, has good coverage in Orchard and Flamethrower. He has a Clefairy, a little baby Clefable, can set up Calm Mind, can be bulky, basically the same thing that Clefable does, only worse. Not too big of a threat, kinda. Without further ado, let's get into our team. If you do not know our team by now, it's been 3 weeks, get together. We have Clefable, we have Silvally, Reuniclus, Empoleon, Miltank, Mega Absol, Piloswine, Tangela, Infernape Haunter, and Aerodactyl. So, first off, we are bringing our Mega Absol, mixed Mega Absol this time. Should have calculated what those EVs did again. I haven't touched this team in so long, it's been a while. We have Knockoff. We have Iron Tail for the Fairy, for the Togekiss. We have Ice Beam and Flamethrower. If I recall, Max Spadef Scizor is 2-hit KO by Flamethrower. Garchomp is OHKO'd by Ice Beam. Bronzong is 2-hit KO by Flamethrower. And the only real big issue with this team is Milotic. Milotic kind of handles the set really well. But I can kind of wear that down, get rid of its leftovers, etc. 72 EVs and special attack, make sure I hit those benchmarks I was talking about. It also 2-hit KO Buzzwole, which is nice. The 36 defense. If I'm right, if I remember this, I know it has to do with Scizor. I can take Bullet Punches from Scizor. If he's completely uninvested, I believe I am not 2-hit KO'd by an uninvested Bullet Punch. And if he's adamant max attack, I take 74.7 max. Which means I can take 2 Stealth Rock Switchins and a Bullet Punch. I believe that's what it is. The speed is for max speed for Brown and Garchomp, the fastest thing on his team. Yep. He does have a very slow team, Garchomp and Furcarp, again, being his fastest. And then he drops down to Lumineon at 91, and then to Milotic. His team is very slow, so we're bringing in some fast threats to kind of take care of that. I wanted to go Fire Blast, but we already know that I would miss, so let's not talk about it. The next one we are bringing is an interesting set. We are bringing Reuniclus. We are bringing a sub-Calm Mind Reuniclus. So, what does this do? This, kind of, just kills everything on the team. Plain and simple. With this, I can set up on Bronzong if it does not have Heavy Slam, which he has brought before. So I do have a Clefable, so I can't expect Heavy Slam. I can set up on Lumineon. The Spadef lets me take a Scald from Milotic behind a sub. Before a Calm Mind boost. With no Calm Mind boost, I can sub up on Milotic without being broken, without having my sub broken by Scald, uninvested. Haze is something I'm going to have to worry about. I do fully expect him to bring Haze. If he's bringing Milotic, I expect Scald, I expect Recover, I expect Haze, and then the last one is kind of a toss-up, but it can be Mirror Coat, can be Ice Beam, can be... I'm really on point with the yawns today. It can be Toxic, all kinds of stuff, but I really expect him to bring Haze. And this will help me scout for that. Sub-Calm Mind, Shock, and Shadow Ball is the only coverage I really need. The speed lets me outspeed Clefairy by a few points, so that if I get into a 1v1 with Clefairy, I can beat it. I also outspeed an uninvested Bronzong. And I have Shadow Ball as coverage for the Malamar, for the Scizor, for the Chandelure, and for the Bronzong. No recovery. Hopefully that won't come back to bite me in the butt, but there are plenty of mons I should be able to set up on once I get a couple Calm Minds. Lumineon I can set up on after that, Togekiss, a whole bunch of stuff. I will have to weaken and scout a lot of things before I can use this to sweep, but I should be able to pull off something with this Reuniclus. I know Reuniclus hasn't been doing too much, but hopefully this set will come through. And the rest just maximizes physical defense at HP. Now, Chandelure. Let's talk about Chandelure. Chandelure is a threat. Chandelure has 145 base special attack, and that is scary for me to switch into. So we have our Miltank, specially defensive Miltank, with enough speed to outspeed a modest Chandelure, which I can see him running. I don't really see too many reasons for him to run Timid. But I cannot see that, and then I have my Spadef maximized. I have Milk Drink, Earthquake, Fire Punch, and Toxic. I want Toxic. for my Lotus. I want to be able to toxic that son of a bitch and wear it down so I can eventually beat it and have Mega Absol come through, or not have to worry about him avoiding all my stats on Ridiculous. So, I have Fire Punch to deal damage to the Scizor and the Bronzong. The Fire Punch and Earthquake, no matter what, Bronzong can't roll me, no matter what ability it has. And I can tank hits from the Chandelure forever, 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 forever. Not forever, but I can tank a lot of hits. Thick Fat lets me tank Fire Blast. Normal type lets me take the Shadow Balls. I don't remember if it gets. I don't think it gets Focus Blast. It might. Anyway, pretty sure it doesn't. I can take Energy Balls for decent damage. Modest Specs is still a threat, so I have to be wary of that. But that is my Miltank. I have a defensive Infernape once again. God, I don't want to run defensive Infernape every week. This thing does so much work, but I can't. I have to keep running defensive. So, originally I was going to have Miltank be my way to stop the Scizor, but it wasn't working out that well, so we have Infernape here. Woo! I can use this to wall the Scizor. If it's Aerial Ace, I can still take an Aerial Ace. I can wall the Clefairy. I can take on the Furfrou. I can take on most variants of Malamar, unless it has Psycho Cut and it's a Light Orb or something. Either way, I still outspeed it. I can take on Bronzong to an extent. I can take on some variants of. I can take one hit from Buzzwole, and then that's about it. The speed lets me outspeed a max speed Chandelure, a max speed Togekiss, a max speed. Not max speed Milotic, but he's not running max speed, because if he does, then it's easy to take on. A max speed Buzzwole, all kinds of stuff. The Spadef and the HP lets me wall Clefairy. I can come in on it. I'm not 3-hit KO'd by Moonblast. And I can taunt it and just start Flare Blitzing and killing it. Earthquake lets me take on the Chandelure, take on the if it's Heat-Proof Bronzong, I can take that on. And I have Slack Off to stay healthy, with the rest maximizing my physical bulk. And leftovers again, my third leftovers. Woohoo, we're about to get... No, we're not going to get another one. I have my Buzzwole counter in Clefable here. Very support set. I really wanted Calm Mind Clefable, but not today. Not today. We will bring Calm Mind Clefable once. At least once. And kill everybody with it. Clefable has a Heavy Berry to take on Poison Jabs from the Garchomp and the Buzzwole. Should it come down to that? Ultimately, this is my answer to it. What else can I say? Like, I need this thing to answer those two. I have Knockoff to get rid of items. I have Moonblast to hit the Garchomp and the Buzzwole super effectively. I don't mind if I lure in Bronzong. I don't mind if I lure in Scizor. Again, I have counters to Scizor. I have Stealth Rock to help chip down his team. His 3 Defoggers, one I don't expect him to bring. One is 25% weak to rocks, and one, if he brings Defog on that Mon, then he is less likely to have SD, and I can handle it a lot better. So there's that. I have Spadef on here to take on stuff like Chandelure. I believe I am not OHKO'd by Chandelure under any circumstance, and I can knock it off. And I'll be able to recover against the Clefairy, against the Bronzong, against the... That's it. Nice. Depending on how much I take. I don't get OHKO'd by modest specs, I should say. So if he's like Scarf or something, then he's definitely not OHKO'ing me, and I can knock off, and I can start whittling him down, etc., etc., etc. I want to knock off to be as strong as possible, so I have a minus speed nature. I don't really need to outspeed anything anyway. And there's a Clefable. So now that we got all that bulk out of the way, we need another sweeper. We have Silvally Electric. Now, with the EVs, I could easily run Adamant and 230, I think it's 236 speed and 20 HP. Have more power. But I did calcs, and I didn't really see any good benchmarks that I really wanted to hit that I could really do with Adamant. I mean, it does give me more power, and it's something like can secure KO maybe, if something that a certain amount of health. But I would much rather have the bulk so that I can have the opportunity to set up. We are dual setup. We have Sword Stance and Flame Charge. Flame Charge is obviously still there for the Scizor and the Bronzong, but it also gives me my speed boost. That way I can outspeed his entire team other than a Scarf Garchomp or a Scarf Furfrou after one Flame Charge. I have Multi-Attack Electric, which just nukes the Milotic, it nukes the Togekiss, it nukes the Lumineon. It's just a big old nuke, especially at +2. Ice Fang is there for Garchomp. The whole point of this team is just going to be using these four, and sometimes this one, mainly these four. These four to start wearing down and crippling anything I can to the point where either Subcall Mine or Uniclus, or most likely Mawile Electric can just plow through everything. The whole hope, I should say, is use Reuniclus about mid-game to scout some sets, to take on some big threats, to weaken some things. But ultimately, I want this to be my late gamer. I really would like Mawile to be mid-game, coming on my Milotic when he wants to save it, SD up as he switches into Scizor or Bronzong, Flame Charge, and kill it, or weaken them, but he shouldn't be able to outgo me with anything, unless he's like invested in Earthquake on Bronzong, and be able to start nuking his team, and weakening stuff for Subcall Mine Reuniclus. Mega Scizor is one of the biggest threats to Reuniclus, that and Buzzwole, but again, I can handle both of those very easily. Absol, hopefully I can use to put in work, but we'll see what we can do. That is our team, and tomorrow we have our battle versus Kip-Up and the Orlando Magikarps. Hopefully we'll come out with a win, and by tomorrow I mean in like 10 minutes when he decides he's ready. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, helps me out.